Hey everybody, happy Friday. You've made it through 1 week of virtual school here. And today we're just going to do a little short review of the homework here. I'm going to go over questions 7 and 8 because looks like some people had problems on that. Most of them are green, which doesn't mean that you guys really understand it. It just means that you worked hard and got them right eventually. Um, so let's go over those two questions, and then you have a little quiz kind of on Math Excel that I want you to do. I'm probably not going to count it for actual points, but you need to do it to get homework points. So don't just get all the answers wrong on purpose, then you'll lose homework points. All right? And we'll go over that on Monday. But anyhow, let's go over questions 7 and 8 here because some people missed those ones. All right, so question 7. Now make sure you read this carefully. There's a lot of things that are tricky in this one. A contractor purchases 6 dozen pairs of padded work gloves for $89.28. She incorrectly calculates the unit price as $14.88 per pair for the expense report. What is the correct unit price? What is the error? Okay? So we need to figure out the price per pair of gloves. Now, see here, she bought 6 dozen pairs of padded gloves. She didn't buy 6 pairs. All right, she bought 6 dozen pairs. So how many gloves did she actually buy? Well, there's 12 in a dozen, so 6 times 12. She actually bought 72 pairs of gloves. Okay, so if we're going to figure out the unit price, you're going to take the price and divide it by the units. Okay, now how many units are there? In other words, how many pairs of gloves are there? There's not 6, there's 6 dozen. There's 72 pairs of gloves, so you're going to be dividing by 72. Now, what are you going to be dividing by 72? Is it the 1488? Okay. No, that's what she incorrectly calculates, okay? No, how much did she pay for those 72 gloves? It's $89.28, okay? So you're going to take $89.28 and divide by 72 to get the unit price. All right? So what did she do wrong? Well, she most likely, and I don't have it in front of me what she did, but she most likely divided by 6 and not by 6 dozen. All right, I think that's probably it. So anyhow, you have $1.24, then it costs per pair. Okay, $1.24 per pair, and that's basically it for this one. All right. Question 8. Some people advise that in very cold weather, you should keep the gas tank in your car more than half full. Okay, half full. Irene's car had a 5.4 gallons in the 13-gallon tank on the coldest day of the year. Irene filled the tank with gas that cost $3.70 per gallon. How much did Irene spend on gas? All right, so she filled the tank with gas. So, where does it say that? Filled the tank. So, how much gas did she put in the tank? All right. So, in this particular problem, you're not really finding the unit price because they give you the unit price. Okay. You're not dividing to find the unit price. They're telling you it's $3.70 per gallon. That's the unit price. What you need to do is figure out how much money she spent on gas. So the first question is, how many gallons did she buy? Okay, because the price of gas is dependent on how many gallons you buy. Well, how many gallons did she buy? Well, you got a 13-gallon gas tank, so she didn't buy 13 gallons because it wasn't completely empty. And she had 5.4 gallons. Okay, so she didn't buy 5.4 gallons this time. She bought, how would we figure that out? You would subtract. Okay, this is how much more she needs to add to fill up her tank. Okay, so you'd subtract to figure out how much gas she needs to add, which is 7.6 gallons. All right, so she needs to put 7.6 gallons in her tank, and it costs $3.70 per gallon. So all we would do here is multiply 7.6 times, I'm going to use parentheses to show multiplication here, just because the dot might get confused with the decimal. All right, 7.6 times 370 to figure out how much it would cost, okay? And it would cost $28.12 for this gas, okay? And this is not like per gallon of gas, because we already know how much it is per gallon of gas. This is how much money, okay, for all the 7.6 gallons it would cost, all right? So another way you could think about this, if you want to think about it more as rates, excuse me there, it's 370 per 1 gallon, okay? We're trying to figure out how much it is for 7.6 gallons. So think what you need to change, okay, this 1 to a 7.6. Oh, I'm just multiplying the top by 7.6. Sorry, that got really sloppy there. But anyhow, $28.12 per gallon of gas. Hope this helps you understand the problem. And best wishes on your quiz. Remember, you can use a calculator. Please write down your work on paper because we're going to go over it in class on Monday. So you should have some work on paper and how you calculate stuff. Don't just do everything in the calculator. And that's it. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.